Okay, now first of all, very sorry for the delayed start. It's only for today because the books were getting distributed. Otherwise, dot 7 o'clock the class will start. So make sure that you are in the class at 7 o'clock. And welcome to the most important level of CA. Now why I say this intermediate is the most important level, two reasons for it. The first reason is the subjects which we are learning in intermediate, this all subjects again will be coming in CA final. All the subjects are same in final. Many of the chapters also will be same. And whatever we are learning in intermediate creates a base for your CA final. So many subjects will be same, the chapters also will be same. If this base itself is weak, definitely in finals there will be problem. And number two, we are having 8 subjects and the duration which we are having is basically only 9 to 10 months. Like say it's already February starting now. So you have your examinations, most of you in November. So it's almost around 10 months which are there with you. So to cover up this 8 subjects in this 10 months, that is not easy. I'm not telling subjects are difficult, subjects are easy, but the thing is they're very lengthy. It's not like your 12th standard, it will be 3 times your 12th standard. You just need to understand it's not difficult, but it is lengthy. And if you try to mug up the things like what we used to do in our schooling, that will not work over here. Because it is so much big course that if you just mug on the things, you will definitely have a point where you will be feeling here, I'm not able to remember anything. So just try to understand the concepts. Make sure that whatever things are done in class, you go home and revise once. I'm not telling you to write everything again. There are many students who have a habit of writing the things, whatever is done in class. Like today I do 5 sums, you go home again, you write all the 5 sums. No, you need to change your habits. I'm seriously telling you can't write each and everything what has been done in class. One question a day you can write and practice. Other things you can just go through it. And whatever was the important points which you felt in the sum, you should mark out the important things. Current time is not the time of remembering. Like say I'm teaching a practical subject, but if some faculty comes and teaches theory, don't try to remember it as of now. This time is not the time for remembering. This time is for understanding, sorting out what things I need to study for next time. There will be last 2 months when your coaching will be over, and that last 2 months you will be having a study leave where you will be studying at your home. That is the time when you need to remember the things. If I study one page 5 times and I try to remember it right now, after 10 days or after 15 days, you will definitely forget. So please don't put in more efforts like reading 5 times as of now to remember it. That remembering today is of no use. You have to remember at a later stage. Current stage is only to understand the things. Make sure that we know all the concepts and we know which all lines, which all words I need to represent in my answers. You need to highlight the important things whatever are there. No need to write each and everything. 1 question a day, writing practice, that will be more than sufficient. So this course is not difficult, but this is lengthy. And problem is there are many students who don't pay proper attention from the first go, and that's why they are not able to crack out these examinations. The results are less. The only reason is people don't make efforts from beginning. They try to do it on the last moment. Like say many of you might have cracked foundation or your CPT examination by studying last 15 days or 1 month also. So 1 month you studied properly, you are able to crack that exam. But this is not the same. Yahan pe if you study 15 days, 1 month, even 2 months, you won't be able to crack it. It has to have a proper conceptual clarity, and for that attending a class is very much important. You can't miss a single days of class. If you miss 1 day, I tell you next day you come and sit, you won't be able to understand the things what are going on. So it's not just 1 day, it's again the other days are also getting affected. So please ensure during your coaching time you're not missing any class. Number 2, at home you're going and revising the things whatever are done. No need to write it, it's just go through it. 1 hour a day if you're giving as of now at home, that will be sufficient. 1 to 2 hours just for revising the things, not remembering. And number 3 is please be sincere from the first day itself. It should not be like you are becoming sincere only at the last moment, then all pressure will come on you. You can ask your seniors. They have the examination basically in the May. They are studying in the 2nd floor only. So during break time, you may meet any of your seniors. You can just ask them, how is the situation as of now? So they will tell you the real picture, what happens when you reach to your examination stage. So they have examination in May. Now in January, February, they'll start feeling all the pressures which are there. Like 2 days back, I was having a class in CA final. So results of yours and CA final was together on 23rd of January. So two of the final students who cleared in first attempt, they came to meet me. And I took them to the class. I just asked them, like, how was the efforts which you were doing? They said that, sir, in last 4 to 5 months, like you all have 2 months for study leave. Final students generally have 4 to 5 months study leave. Last 4 to 5 months, we have studied 10 to 12 hours a day. Constantly, not even one day you can skip it. Same way for you all, that last 2 months will be such wherein 10 to 12 hours a day efforts will be required. If you miss one day also now, then it becomes very much difficult because that pressure will build up. The problem is not one day gone. Problem is that now pressure is there, you're not able to study properly on next day itself. The daily, whatever you have kept your targets, that daily targets has to be achieved. Current target should be just to revise whatever is done in class. Don't try to remember it. About me, I'm Niket. I cleared my chartered accountancy in November 2008. So it's already 10 years since I'm teaching all you lovely students. I teach 2 subjects, accounts as well as auditing. Accounts I teach at Jayanagar branch, auditing I teach at Sheshadipuram branch. Similar, there's another faculty who teaches accounts over there, he teaches auditing over here. So we will be there for approximately around 30 days. So I'll be taking 30 days of your class out of this 8 or 7 months, whatever duration you are having. So 150 hours generally I take basically for accounts. I think that's about me, and let us start. Anyways, we are late today. We are starting today with a chapter named as chapter number 11, Hire Purchase and Installment Sale Transaction. Hire Purchase and Installment Sale Transaction, chapter number 11. Now, whenever I'm teaching you any concepts, no need to write down anything. I'll dictate all the stuff. So first, I'll just explain you why this chapter is there, and then we'll go through the other things, whatever are there. Okay, any science students over here? Okay, science students and direct entry. Science students, no, science students plus direct entry, both together. You are a science student also and you are a direct entry. Any science student and a direct entry? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Science students who have not done foundation. Science students who have not done CPT or foundation. 1, 2, 3. Just please stand up, no? All the science students who have not done foundation or CPT, just stand up. Anybody? So you have not done CPT or foundation, no? So please stand now. You are from science background, right? So you don't know anything about accounts. You completed BCom. Please sit down. You don't know anything about accounts, or some basics are there? Okay, so in that, Achha, so you have a bit of knowledge about accounts. Okay, not the entry level bit. Okay, now see, those people who have not done foundation or who have not done basically the CPT and who has basically also not done BCom, they might be having bit trouble in accounts, in understanding the journal entries, but that trouble is only for some time and you can't fix it in a day or two. It will be like 15-30 days you are having bit of trouble, but after 30 days, pakka it will go away. We have a faculty who is from science background as well, so don't worry. So there are people who have cleared chartered accountants the first attempt. 3 attempts back, we had a student from science background, All India first rank, intermediate mein. So it's not a worry, but initial, always 15-30 days you might be having bit trouble, but that's okay. Take the help of your friend, take the help of faculties, and you need to do some basics. So any students who are basically from science background, I'll recommend them, you need to do 11th and 12th standard textbook. Whatever is 11th and 12th standard textbook, any board is fine. Karnataka board, you take it, CBSE, you take it, it's fine. But 11th and 12th standard textbook, you do it at least once. And daily keep a target. I'm doing one chapter from there. So 1 chapter you do it, bit of the help you can take from your neighbors, from your faculties also, and go home, try to do that chapter. Wherever you're stuck up, you can ask the doubts. But make sure that you have your basics clear, either your P1, P2, basically your CPT books, or the first and second PU books. Anything you have to do it so as to create your base proper. Okay, now we are starting with the chapter named as hire purchase. I think you would have heard this word. Anyone? What is hire purchase? Just raise your hand. What do you mean by hire purchase transaction? You need to speak up. Anyone? What do you mean by the word hire purchase? Yes? Okay, so buyer gets the possession of the goods immediately. He doesn't have to make a full payment. He just pays a small amount which is called as a down payment. Remaining amount he'll be paying in installment, and he's telling the ownership will be transferred only upon payment of last installment. The hire purchase is a transaction where the purchaser of the goods has to make a small payment, that is down payment, at the time of possession. And remaining amount he'll be paying in installment in futures, and as he's paying the remaining amount in future, he is required to pay something extra. What he has to pay? Interest. Because you are paying late, you need to pay interest, and the legal ownership will be transferred upon payment of last installment. Exactly correct. So it is a transaction. You just pay a small amount now, you get the possession. Remaining you will be paying in installment. As you are paying in installment, you need to pay something extra named as interest, and the ownership will be transferred to you upon payment of last installment. Now question, what if the buyer defaults in payment of installment? What if the buyer defaults in payment of installment? The seller will repossess the goods. Now repossess means he will take back. Like say for example, you have any asset on hire purchase, you are paying in installment. If you default, the seller will take back the goods. Now right of repossession is there with seller because the seller is the legal owner. Who was the legal owner till the last installment? Seller. If you don't pay, I will take back the goods because I am the legal owner. If legal ownership was transferred, the right of repossession would not be there. The right of repossession is there only because the seller is the legal owner. The other person doesn't pay, I will take back the things. Okay, now just imagine we are purchasing a car on hire purchase. Say there's a car, say for example the new Santro. The all new Santro has came up basically. So say the cash price of the car, if you buy it for cash, the car is available at 5,50,000. If you buy it for cash, car is available at 550, but as you are paying an installment, you need to pay something extra named as what? Interest. Okay, so we'll be paying something extra named as interest. Interest is say for example 1 lakh. So this 6,50,000 is called as hire purchase price. Cash price, if I buy the vehicle on cash, 550. If I pay an installment, I need to pay extra interest, 1 lakh. So HP price is 650. Now suppose out of this 550, your down payment is 1,50,000. Out of this 550, down payment is 150. What is the cash price still remaining? Okay, if I ask you how much is the interest included in down payment? How much is the interest included in down payment? 0. Why? See, interest is always for the time. You pay late, you have to pay interest. Down payment, when did we pay? First day. So there is no time gap. As it is paid on first day, there is no interest. Interest is for late payment, it is for the time which is going. If I pay after 1 year, the 1 year's interest. If I pay after 2 years, 2 years interest. The interest is for the time. Down payment is done on the first day. There is no interest included in down payment. But remaining amount, that is 4 lakh cash price, I will be paying an installment. I have to pay plus something which is known as interest. So say for example, remaining rupees 4 lakh is paid by 4 annual installments. No need to write, just pay attention. Of rupees 1 lakh plus interest. Okay, so total 550, 150 I paid. So 4 lakh remains cash price. I will pay in 4 installment, 1 lakh plus interest, 1 lakh plus interest, 1 lakh plus interest, 1 lakh plus interest. So can I say that 4 lakh cash price remaining will be paid off plus I will be paying interest. Yeah, that clear? Okay, now, so I can understand that installment is equal to cash price plus the interest, because if I see the installment amount, my installment amount will be 1 lakh plus interest. So installment includes somewhat cash price. I'm not telling total cash price. Installment mein there will be somewhat, like say this installment 1 lakh plus interest. Is 1 lakh the full cash price or somewhat cash price? So somewhat cash price plus the interest. Now question, is interest calculated on this 1 lakh? Is interest calculated on this 1 lakh? No. Okay, the interest is always calculated on outstanding cash price at the time of installment. Interest is always calculated on what? Outstanding cash price at the time of installment. Okay, out of 550, how much did you pay down payment? And can I say that was full cash price only? There was no interest in that. So how much cash price is now remaining? 4 lakh. So now during your first installment, the interest will be on 4 lakh. So say for example, interest ka rate is 10%. Say for example, the rate of interest is how many percent? So this is just an assumption. Rate of interest is 10%. So in your first installment, the interest. So interest in first installment. Now interest is not calculated on cash price repaid. Interest is calculated on cash price outstanding at the time of each installment. So at the time of first installment, till first installment, what we have paid? Down payment. Out of 550, 150 paid. What is outstanding? 4 lakh. So on this 4 lakh, there will be interest of 10%, which will come as 40,000. Okay, now when I go to second installment, see, at the time of first installment, cash price outstanding was 4. If I ask you at the time of second installment, what is the cash price outstanding? 3 lakh. Why 3 lakh? Because in first installment, the cash price repaid is 1 lakh. We repaid 1 lakh plus interest. The cash price repaid is 1. What was the cash price outstanding? 4. Out of 4, 1 is paid. Now remaining is 3. The interest now will be on 3 lakh. 3 lakh into 10%, that is what? Now, when I go to third installment, the cash price outstanding is 2 lakh, because again 3 lakh was cash price outstanding. How much cash price is repaid in the second installment? 1 lakh plus interest. The cash price is 1 lakh repaid. So now cash price remaining will be 2 lakh. Again uska interest 10%. And when I go to fourth installment, the cash price outstanding is 1 lakh. 1 lakh into 10% will be 10,000. And now the 1 lakh which is outstanding is also repaid. So if you just see, out of 550, 150 I paid in down payment. So now 4 lakh remains. 1 lakh I paid in first installment, another 1 lakh in second, another 1 lakh in third, another 1 lakh in fourth. So all 4 installments I paid 1 lakhs. At the time of first installment, cash price outstanding was 4, then we repaid 1. Now it became 3, then we repaid 1. Now it became 2, then we repaid 1. Now it became 1, then we repaid 1, it became 0. So interest is calculated not on the cash price repaid, but it is calculated on cash price outstanding at the time of each installment. Shall I move it? Okay, so we understood that. This is the cash price. As we pay in installment, we need to pay something extra, which is called interest. Total will be called as HP price. The HP price is cash price plus interest. So I can understand HP price is equal to cash price plus interest, or there's one more way, or HP price is equal to down payment plus all your installments. Like simple. What is your down payment? 150. Installment 1 lakh plus interest, so 1 lakh plus 40, 1 lakh plus 30, 1 lakh plus 20, 1 lakh plus 10. So can I say installment amount also includes interest? So that will give me not cash price, that will give me HP price. So see, 140 plus 130 plus 120 plus 110. Clear? That will come as what? 5 lakh plus down payment is 150. Total will become 650. So I can find out HP price in two ways. One is cash price plus the interest, or down payment plus all your installment. Installment also includes interest, and that's why it is HP price. HP price is with interest, cash price is without interest. HP price is with interest, cash price is without interest. Play with this. Now, if you see over here 40, 30, 20, 10, this becomes 1 lakh, this is your total interest 1 lakh. Now, this is matching because I had framed a question in a manner that interest will be 1 lakh. It's not like any figure you take it, it will match. No. The question has to be framed in a manner so that it is matching it. Okay, so one thing, as we are paying an installment, we are paying extra amount, that is interest. Interest is calculated on outstanding cash price at the time of each installment. At the time of first installment, outstanding cash price 4 lakh. At the time of second installment, 3 lakh. At the time of third installment, outstanding cash price is 2 lakh, and then it is 1 lakh. HP price is cash price plus interest, or it is down payment plus your installments. If the buyer defaults, the seller has a right of repossession because seller is the legal owner till the last installment is paid off. Now question, imagine the purchaser paid down payment, he paid first installment 1 lakh plus 40,000. So he paid 140 and he paid this 150. So totally he has paid 290. Now he defaults in second installment. Now he defaults in which installment? He defaults in second installment. So what will seller do? Repossess. Now question, would he get back that 290 which he has paid? Question is, would he get back that 2,90,000 he has paid? He has paid down payment, he has paid first installment, then he defaults. As he defaults, what does the seller do? He takes away the car. Now question is, would he get back the money what he has already paid? Okay, he won't get interest, but he will get the basic amount. Correct. Imagine you have a car, you sold a car on hire purchase, someone took the car, he used it for 2 years, now you take back the car and you give his money back. So imagine I buy a car from you, I pay some money to you, I use your car, now that old car you take it back and I say give my money also back. Interest and depreciation I'll calculate. Now say practically what happens is, first of all, whenever you repossess the things, see, I have to receive something from you. I have to receive money from you. The remaining installments are pending. You are not giving me, that's why I'm taking the car. And whenever you take back the car, under your hire purchase, generally we don't give back the money. Whatever money which you have paid is treated as hire charges. And that's why the name is what? Hire purchase. What do you mean by the word hire charges? Rent. You used my car, na? To use the car, for that it is treated as a rent. But practically it is possible I might calculate, like I got the old car, by selling old car, say for example, your balance outstanding is this, plus the last 3 installments are balance outstanding. That balance is outstanding, I sell the car, if I am able to get a more value out of car, remaining money I might be paying it back to you. But that is again subject to agreements. Most of the time under hire purchase, are we liable to pay back the amount? Answer is no, we are not liable to pay back the amount. The reason is they are treated as which charges? Hire charges. Because you used my car, for that it is treated as a hire charges. How to do accounting basically for repossession, we'll come to it later. How to do accounting for repossession, we'll come to it later. That will be after question number 15. So don't ask any question related to how to do accounting for repossession. We'll come to it when we reach to question number 15. Now, we just write down some basic theories, then we go to the accounting. You can give the heading chapter number 11, hire purchase and installment sale transaction. Hire purchase and installment sale transaction. Okay. Under that, hire purchase transaction is a transaction. hire purchase transaction is a transaction where purchaser of goods or asset, the purchaser of goods or asset is required to pay only a small amount that is down payment, only a small amount that is down payment at the time of possession, and the remaining amount is to be paid by way of installments. Remaining amount is to be paid by way of installments in future. Okay, full stop. Continue. The features of hire purchase are. Now write down point wise. The features of hire purchase are, and we write down now point wise. Possession of goods or asset. This is your point number 1. Possession of goods or asset will be transferred to purchaser immediately upon down payment. You make a down payment, the possession is given. Next point. The remaining amount is to be paid in future. By way of installments. Next point. As the balance amount is paid late, purchaser has to pay interest additionally. Next point. Interest is always calculated on outstanding cash price. It's always calculated on outstanding cash price at the time of each installment. Outstanding cash price at the time of each installment. Okay, next point. Installment amount includes cash price plus the interest. Installment amount includes